now we have the last team for today, and we will know the winners of this hackathon very shortly. So the gray area, and let's check their presentation, and then we'll talk with team.
Politics, gun control, and AI replacing human jobs. It's difficult to make decisions around these topics because of the known and unknown consequences. Imagine you're a decision maker. Would you rather push for AI to accelerate progress? Or do we want to retain human jobs out of moral obligation? Hi, my name is Carl Kaw, and I present to you The Gray Area, the bias mitigating newsletter.
Over the years, critical thinking has gone down and the world is more divided than ever. Social media algorithms prevent us from evaluating other perspectives. It cages us into specific ideologies it thinks we want to consume because this sustains attention, giving room for more ads, increasing their revenue. Short-form content like TikTok trains people to accept information at face value and make quick judgments. This can be hard to unlearn because once an idea is cemented, new ideas will be uncomfortable to tackle. Because of this, the development of new leaders are slowed down. Worse, because leaders today have demanding responsibilities, they have little time to learn about rising issues. This ultimately harms the UN's 2030 goal of promoting peace, justice, and strong institutions by taking away holistic information for decision-making. Which is why we developed the gray area. We are on a mission to empower busy decision-makers by delivering concise, objective summaries of daily headlines while articulating the opposing viewpoints on issues to their inbox with AI for the sake of critical thinking. But wait, who are the decision makers? Our target users include Rachel, a government official who works around a specific end of the political spectrum. She wants to make evidence-based decisions for her people, but is busy and relies on co-workers' research. John is an executive of a tech company with 50,000 employees. He has no time to spare because he is always in meetings, but he wants to mitigate the risks of new technology and make sure his company is innovating responsibly. Emily is a fresh grad who wants to use knowledge about social and environmental issues as an edge to make up for her lack of experience and make a positive impact. Which is why we designed our newsletter to have 3 features. 1. Objective summarization. We harness the power of AI to make unbiased and concise summaries. 2. Points for and against. We want to train readers to look at the other side of a story first before making judgments. And 3. Custom thumbnails. Grabbing user attention and retaining them will be easier with contextual and customized thumbnails. But wait, how do you ensure that the content is quality and bias-free?
The technical architecture of the newsletter will consist of 3 main parts. The first part is when we use News API to get the top headlines for the day. If, for example, the top headline is about the academic effects of ChatGPT, we are going to pull up the articles about it, get the content, and divide this content to 3 most positive, 3 most negative, and 3 most neutral parts. And then we sprinkle some AI magic onto it.
Using OpenAI's GPT-3 API, we asked the model to mix the news together and produce an objective summary and 2 narrative parts. We then use the summary to produce a thumbnail image for the article, a title, and also the news category label. We then compile all of these information into an article and upload it to the database.
We use Firebase to save AI output and store emails collected by Google Form. Once a day, we run Python script that creates a newsletter from generated articles and HTML.
But wait, is it sustainable?
The gray area currently costs $2 a month per subscriber on our site to make, and we are looking to break into the $5.8 billion e-newsletter industry. And their biggest players such as the New York Times and The Economist each charges $20 and $25 respectively. Even our closest competitors, Ground.News, they charge $8.33 a month, and they don't even come close to what we're offering.
Our business model is really simple. We have subscribers who can read for free with quality ads provided by Substack, or monthly subscribers who pay $4.99 a month for the premium experience. We also have corporate subscriptions with minimum 1-year lock-in. So, what exactly makes premium worth it? From more news with no ads, to support in 90 languages. We can even let it explain like you're 5.
This is our team.
We are all freshmen, but we are ambitious. Really ambitious.
Though we have some limitations now, our future plans range from hearing the gray area right after your morning alarm to making a dedicated news search engine for power users.
Thank you. We hope the gray area helps us all work towards a more colorful world.
Thank you for presentation, and I really love the style of presentation. It looks like very professional, and I believe you spent a really good time on it. And I see now I'm checking your team page that even all the team profiles is gray, which is very good. Okay, so I'm inviting team to the stage, which is Merkson, Carl, Daisuk, Anas, and Vlad. So guys, happy to have you here. One line like feelings from your side, and let's move on to the questions.
We feel great and honored to be here. And I just want to plant this idea of it's because of this knowledge that separated us. And even for LabLabAI to create this amazing community of great talent, I'm really amazed by the power of being one step ahead through information, which is biased because I am alluding to our product, which provides information. So, questions away.
So clearly, one of the best pitches that we've seen so far. So very high quality of the presentation. Agree, guys. So would be very good to understand where are you taking the business model, right? So the it is an issue. Yeah, it's a topic that everybody is discussing, but would be really good to understand like why this idea specifically, but not from an ideological perspective, which I understand, but why this idea from building a company? Like what inspires you that this will be a great business?
So I can go for that. And what we thought was that we were researching on a subject that we were very interested in school. So one thing that came up to us was that there is a big retention, like 71% of current news readers say that they're not reading the news anymore because they are only seeing what they want to hear anyways. So they're not learning anything new. They're not seeing the opposite side. So what we were trying to do at the first stage was grabbing this retention and keeping them in the market while also turning them into some kind of profitable mechanism, a business model that we can lean on. And the second thing was that in terms of future plans that you asked, we were trying to think of embracing the generative aspect of the AI and have a search bar for users or like power users that subscribe to us have capability to start entering into the social media markets, like from these texts, from these inputs, or like news that we generated, creating short content, TikTok, Instagram, or like similar on the similar platforms, short reels, short videos, to convert them into very easily consumable material.
And if I can build up on that, would that be allowed or are we running out of time? Because I have two extra points to add in.
No, actually,
So,
we really want to hear from you guys as well because it's a very innovative idea. The level of originality is very high. So please elaborate.
yes, ultimately, I believe that our news industry today is due for change. We want to adapt a new generation of news, especially if we're talking away from the social impact and into the business side of things, especially since, as we know, Instagram Reels, TikTok, Facebook Reels, they are the new mode of consumption. It was from the idea of complex systems and how a simple decision can cascade into multiple failures or successes, which, for instance, in there was this company before, its name was Vioxx, and essentially because of a bad idea, because of a not well researched idea, that made them lose about $4.85 billion through lawsuits. And second is because in COVID, because of Blockbuster, we have this classic example called Netflix, which we all know and love. But because Blockbuster, the old way of renting movies and watching movies, didn't adapt to the new digital generation, they sort of fell behind. And as a result, their company went down, stocks went down, they went bankrupt. So the newsletter is just one of the early forms of our MVP. And we know that everyone even you guys can see how we can seamlessly integrate this to our daily routine, from hearing your news when you wake up from your alarm to the content you consume on your phones, which we have walking around. So the potential here is huge. But for now, we're narrowing it down, funneling it into the busy decision makers.
I don't know, anybody else have questions? Because if not, I have two more very quick. So first question is kind of the other, to continue on this thread. There is a distaste for mainstream media, and people like Joe Rogan or anybody else in the Wheelhouse, they come up to tens of millions of views because of this distaste and distrust for large media. So is that the direction that you would like to take this? So to allow people to make their own mind, and to actually open this up where people can make their own decisions about what's real, what's not real, and remove the, as you say, the bias from the media. I understand that. Who decides then?
That's the beauty of it. We allow independent analysis, and not only that, we foster this new wave of thinking which makes up for the lack of critical thinking we have, because I know that social media spoon feeds us ideologies to take, sides to side on. But with this, we can have their first instinct upon looking at an issue to say, oh, wait a minute, let's look at one side and the other first before ultimately coming up with our own analysis. But on the business leader side, as you have seen from our user personas, we have seen that Rachel, the government official who is on one side of the political spectrum, she is fed with biased data. So giving her the opportunity to, with an open mind, look at the other side and effectively make laws that could impact real lives on state, that would be life-changing even.
Okay. And final quick question, very briefly, take us through the tech stack. What you built, how was it built, and why did you choose these specific models and tools?
Yes, so I can answer that question. So first, we used a news API, which is the start of our project, and it funnels like news from many languages so that we don't bias to one country as well. And then we go to ChatGPT, we translate if there are like language issues and stuff. And then we funnel them with a TensorFlow model for sentiment analysis. We did it for like, we did a time comparison with Cohere and other models, and we came up with the fastest one as the TensorFlow model, because we don't want the user to wait a lot when they're trying to generate news from their own keywords. And then from that, we divide the news from like three most supporting ones, three most neutral ones, or three most against ones. This number can change at any time. It's just one line in the code. And we go ask ChatGPT to give us a summary of those for, against, and neutral point of views, while making a general text if someone doesn't want to read everything separately. And after that, from this general text, we go to DALL-E, ask like, can you create us a thumbnail for this news? That's going to be clickable. A lot of prompt engineering goes there. And then we present all of this to the user on a website. And if you want to go on a little bit more, we give this them to you after they enter the keywords, and we generate it in like around 50-60 seconds.
Okay, very cool. Anybody else questions, or should we move on to have an initial short conversation and then come back with the results to everybody?
Thank you, Pavel, for announcing it. Yeah, we will get back in 10 minutes for you. And for all teams, I'm asking you to don't leave any channels. Stay here and we will get back to you with the final results. Hello, and welcome back to the stream. I hope you are excited as we are here. We have plenty of people here. You may see that it's probably the biggest amount of teams from all the hackathons we had before. And let me just tell you the process that will go now, and you will know actually the winners of this hackathon in 10 minutes probably. So we have now 6 teams, and out of this top 6 teams, we will have one winner. Winner will have a place in a slingshot program and will gain also some benefits from us that we will announce later when we'll contact each of teams. And all other teams will be the finalists, and also you have guys opportunity to apply for slingshot program and go through this reviewing process. And now I'm giving the stage to Pavel and Matthias and Simon, who was the judges for this event, and they will go through each project, give you very valuable comments and reviews on your projects. And after that, we will know who is the winner of this hackathon. Pavel, please go ahead.
Sure. Great to see so many people back here. Sorry, turned off my camera. So great to see so many people. We just wanted to give you like a few comments from all of us regarding how we saw each project and what were the strong sides of each project, what were the things that could get improved. Focus X, great approach to handling a really big global problem and a big pain point for a lot of people. We think the project has a lot of potential. We also think it can become a very nice company that can make maybe 10, 20, 30 million dollars, but effectively there's a slightly limited market size that we identify and that we kind of have our concerns. So it is a startup pitch competition. So there are things that we can say that can be improved and that are very good. Also love the where the team is coming from. So in terms of the personal background that led you to make this decision. So I think if you stick with this project, you will make a successful startup. But the size of that startup is yet to be determined. Then in terms of generate, so automated content distribution. We think it's a very crowded space. We think you have a very unique take on some things. So cutting the videos, doing the distribution, I think that's a very good idea. Everybody thought that's a good idea. It's a little bit of a crowded space, so it will really depend where you take the product in the next few weeks. Also, there are constraints in terms of the resources that you will need on a very early stage to jump through that. In terms of trace, there is a really big need for public accountability. Again, this is an idea that has, in this specific flavor, has a lot of unique elements, but you will be entering into a crowded space, so you need to take the product to the next stage in terms of production readiness, right? It needs work in terms of taking it to the next level in production. And potentially we can help with that, and Slingshot can help with that. But out of the finalists, out of the teams, it's not the most advanced idea. So Maverick AI, we would strongly encourage you to apply to the Slingshot. You are not the winners today, but we would strongly encourage you to apply to the Slingshot because there is a huge market potential. And we believe you can realize it and you will have access to it and we can guide you in the right direction. We have some very, very cool ideas potentially for you. And then that leaves us with 2 teams. So, but without further ado, so the winner is not the gray area. So the gray area we thought that again, it's a very nice product, very nice presentation, but you guys are going again with quite a production ready thing, but in a very crowded market. It's a product that you might it would be very, very hot maybe a year ago, 6 months ago, but today there's a lot of people already doing this. And so this means that the winners today, if everybody can hopefully strike and count, is Cowork. So Cowork, congrats, first of all. Congratulations. And we are so happy to have you here. The reasons behind this are quite straightforward. Yes. So the reasons behind Cowork are straightforward. Very advanced product, very advanced project. Yes, super strong team that solidified during the event. So not only did you show resilience and finding new people for your project, but also delivering it against, having a ready-made team, finding new people. We think the space is very clear. We think you're ready to go to market. So we are committed to give you resources, support, mentorship, access to clients, access to partners with us. And if maybe Matthias or Simon wants to add a few words about this. And we will also give everybody a little bit of a review of what the slingshot is.